And so we have Packers, Vikings. We know Kirk Cousins will be out there ready to go, but Aaron Rodgers is questionable with that sprained knee. Max, who has more pressure on them right now, Rodgers or Cousins?
Is this a trick question? The answer is always Aaron Rodgers. Kirk Cousins, I'll leave to Stephen A. Kirk Cousins is on a monster team that's great everywhere. Everywhere. Rodgers is on a team that's not good anywhere. Anywhere. And Rodgers has to play that defense. Do you understand? Aaron Rodgers, the whole thing is on his shoulders. When I say he's the best football player I've ever seen, and until him it was Lawrence Taylor or Deion Sanders, or Peyton Manning in the regular season. I mean a single player who has the greatest sway over the outcome of a game that I've ever seen is Aaron Rodgers, because he's doing it on a team which without him wouldn't get a whiff of the playoffs, but with him is a Super Bowl contender. Mm-hmm. Kirk Cousins, everywhere you look, it's like, oh, this isn't even fair. The defense, the depth at receiver, the running back, the tight end, for crying out loud. But even the offensive line, which a couple years ago was no good, last year was excellent. The pressure on Kirk Cousins, he just doesn't have, he just said, hey, Kirk, don't screw it up. Aaron Rodgers has to do everything at Stephen A. on a bad wheel against a ferocious defense with a coach, a head coach, who is hired because he's the Aaron Rodgers stopper. There is, of course, more pressure on Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, newsflash. Just because you get emotional doesn't make you right, number one. Number two.
Oh, I know Stephen A. didn't say that.
Yes, I did just say that. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Here's the deal. Aaron Rodgers could stink up the joint. And nobody's going to question anything about Aaron Rodgers because we know he's a bad man. In the case of Kirk Cousins, 3 years, $84 million guaranteed, $28 million a year, one of the top defenses in the National Football League. Obviously, we're going to eliminate the last 6 quarters we saw them play in the playoffs because they were awful. They gave up about 62 points. But outside of that, the Minnesota Vikings have been an elite defense. Now on offense, you got Diggs, you got Thielen, you got Dalvin Cook back, you got Kyle Rudolph, you got a good offensive line. The only question mark about the Minnesota Vikings is your $28 million a year quarterback who's never won a playoff game. And who's made, I mean, when you can't.
Are they in the playoffs tomorrow night? Is tomorrow night the playoffs?
Listen to me. When you count the $49 million in guaranteed money that Kirk Cousins made over the previous 2 years, plus the 28 he's making this year, this brother's made close to $100 million in 3 years without a single damn playoff victory to show for it. He's got to show up. He's got to show up, and he's got to show up against the baddest man on the planet in Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers don't have to do anything. Kirk Cousins got something to prove.
We don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to play.
On one leg, he'll be there. He'll be there.
Stephen A. Stephen A. I see it your way, brother. I see it your way. I see this one the same way, and I'll tell you why.
The dark side.
I'll tell you why. Look, it's like this. Last year, in the NFC Championship game, they blamed Case Keenum for losing that football game. Case Keenum didn't lose that game. The defense lost the football game. The defense got run through in that football game, in the NFC Championship game. So you know the pressure's on Kirk Cousins. If he threw the ball 5 times in this football game, and they fumbled the ball 5 times running as far as the running backs were concerned, and the defense got bludgeoned in this game, they're still going to blame Kirk Cousins because they signed him under the premise that he was the difference as far as them being a NFC Championship contender and a Super Bowl winner. So it's all on him. Look, Aaron Rodgers, yeah, there's pressure on him inherently because of how much money he gets paid and because of the standard he's already set. But everybody knows this. Everybody knows the Packers go as Aaron goes, so that's nothing new to him. It's nothing new to him. So if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm kind of like, hey, if I can play, I'm going to be out there and I'm going to do my thing, and I'll probably pull off something miraculous because that's just what I do. But it ain't really pressure.
See?
The pressure for sure is on Kirk Cousins. The pressure for sure.
Right there. You said
Aaron Rodgers look like he looks pressured?
You see the pressure on Aaron Rodgers?
Does he look like
the great Louis Riddick, comes on and says, on a bad leg, he might not even play. The other guy has every single thing in the world. He probably still going to pull off a miracle. You expect miracles from him. The pressure's always on him, Louis.
Guys, I thought Minnesota's the one that has miracles.
And you know why he delivers? Because he doesn't look at it as pressure. It's just what he does. It's what he does. Look at Aaron Rodgers. Just look at his demeanor. You're right. But that's why I'm saying, look, the pressure, trust me, is on Kirk Cousins. They lose this football game, especially if Aaron doesn't play.
Kirk might feel the pressure more.
Oh, it's on him.
Kirk might feel more pressure, but that's because Aaron Rodgers is the man, and part of that's because he can deal with it.
Louis, do you think Aaron's going to play?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't play him. But you know what? I think he is because I think Aaron does what he wants to do up here. That's what happens when you're the highest paid player in the history of the NFL. I think he's going to play.
I mean, you guys are sitting here talking about the Minnesota Vikings. All three of us go on and on for 10 straight minutes about how ferocious the defense, how great they are at every facet of the game, blah, 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 how Aaron Rodgers shouldn't even play. He's on a bad leg, blah, blah. And ask any one of us, is he going to play? Yup. Is he going to win? Yeah, maybe. I mean, come on.
Listen. Here's what you're missing. Here's what you're missing. Aaron Rodgers could go out on the field and throw for 0 yards. He could look like Nathan Peterman for one day. And you know what? It doesn't matter because he's Aaron Rodgers. He has nothing to prove. Kirk Cousins has to show us that he is absolutely nothing.
Who is Aaron Rodgers? Is Aaron Rodgers just out there trying to justify a big contract? Aaron Rodgers is out there showing that, in my opinion, he's the best football player who ever lived. He's chasing history.
That's why you don't even have no business saying what you're saying. Because in the same breath you say he's the best who ever lived. Guess what? He's not the one that has something to prove.
A lot of people like Molly
Don't give me a lot of people. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you.
Just hold his team against
Kellerman,
him.
okay?
That's right.
I'm talking to Max Kellerman.
She doesn't want to compare him to Tom Brady because of his team.
Zip it. The fact of the matter is Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. We know what he can do.
Oh, my God. Do you have an Aaron Rodgers altar at your home that you will do?
Listen, you can say whatever you want to say.
As Stephen A. says,
Aaron Rodgers, the baddest man.
with all three of you.
Aaron Rodgers, one of the baddest men you've ever seen. Kirk Cousins has never won a damn playoff game and has made $100 million guaranteed money. The hell is wrong with y'all?
Yes.
What has he done?
The pressure's on Kirk.
What has he done?
It's on Kirk.
The pressure's on
It
Kirk.
is. It's on Kirk.
How can the three of you be so
let me ask you
wrong?
this.
I'm lumping you in.
Please.